Hello Star Wars fans, Mando Mitchy back today, giving you an update on the sail barge. So, I've continued to make progress, and never as much as you would hope, but I have accomplished some things from the last video update that I did, and mainly what I've done was I had the kind of the base level finished before and was getting ready to glue on the upper deck. So I've got the top deck on. And then I did all the railing on the top deck and also did the panels on the very rear and the very front of the barge. And basically what I've got is this is my base coat. I did it's called like a paint called Rusty Pipe. And that's going to be the base coat that I'm going to airbrush all the other color schemes, the weathering, the rust, and the sand and everything on top of as I do final paint at the end. So yeah, you can see that it's starting to come together. I would say, before yesterday, I would have said the most difficult part of this was gluing in the railing on the top deck. But now, as I'm starting to fit the side paneling, there's a lot of adjusting, filing, just very tedious work, making sure everything fits and kind of going together with that. So that has been a process. And so I've got the panels for this side, the side that I'm not going to display, what I would consider maybe the back side. Typically, I've got those panels primed, all the attaching pieces where it's the friction fit, I've got that done. So I'm going to be on the interior side of those panels. There's pipe walls, there's webbing mounts, there's different things like that. Getting that done this week and getting that painted, and got that done. But yeah, you can see the top deck. I've not glued in. I just have the cannon sitting there. I've got all the pieces, the details, the grates, the little ladders, top engine piece. None of that is glued in, and you can see the back panels are on. I did get the rear engine grills in and got that done. I weathered them, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. And this, so start here at the front, I guess. I glued these panels in. The cockpits turned out really, really nice. A little bit more paint work. You can see where some of the epoxy and things have come through. But again, this is in the process of finishing, so you won't see any of that ultimately. I'll show them a little bit, but I did put deck lights on and interior lights. So you can see the 3D printed lamp, I guess, lamps that I put up there. I did LED bulbs inside of that. So those all really turned out pretty good. Looks like my chef, she's taking a tumble. Poor gal. Probably overworked. So yeah, so got all that. The lights, so I'll turn that on a little bit. So yeah, really pretty happy with how that turned out. So what I did back here, and I'll show this a little bit more in detail, but you can see as I was looking at the guys that paint the miniatures, these artists that get in and like on the guns and different things on the miniatures, they'll do the hot metal on the barrels of the gun. And I thought any kind of grill on a thruster on anything like an engine like this would be subject to a lot of heat. So what I did is I went in and used that method of blending the different colors from like a yellowish brown to a purple to a blue. And I've always been fascinated with what metal looks like as it heats up, different times that I've torched things and that. So yeah, so I was pretty happy with how this turned out. Added a cool element, and I will weather that a little bit. It won't look like this in the end as I weather everything else. So it's going to be a little more grimy and sandy and nasty looking, but that's the base on that. So I think that's pretty nice. So one thing that I did do before I show the lights is, I did the interior lights, the rear engine lights, the cockpit lights, and then the upper deck lights. Is I needed a way to if I was not hooked up to my power grid system in my work office where I'm going to display it, I needed a way to switch it on and use battery power. So you can see I've got a couple leads. This will hook up into my system that I've got in the office. So what I did is what's mounted under there is a 9-volt battery holder with a battery pack with an on-off switch. So what I did was mounted it on the underside where you can't see. So my thought is if I've got this out, showing it off, however, and I've already done that a little bit to show some people, that I can turn the lights on and off without having my system. So, let's show you what's what here. Really, really happy. So I've got my blue lights coming out of my thruster area. You can see I elected to do blue lights. I think this is really going to look neat with imagining the sails on and all the figures, and maybe in my office in the dark. That's really going to look really, really cool with those lights. And what I did with the deck lights, you if you're a Star Wars fan, you might recognize these. At Echo Base and some of the other bases, they have these kind of larger looking lighted areas on the like the hangars in the runway. So I took that, I scaled it down to 50% and 3D printed those, and then went in with the blue bulb. So that turned out really, really neat in my estimation. Cockpit, I elected to go blue lights in there. And then inside, I think there's 12, if I remember right, 12 interior lights. Let's go in the jail cell. You can see we've got a couple lights in the jail. Kitchen area, the armory, and then Jabba's suite. So, all lit up. So yeah, so we've got top deck lights, engine lights, cockpit lights, and interior lights. So yeah, next steps now, as I'm kind of in the final stages of assembly on this, is to finish the side panels. I will go ahead and finish the panels on this side. I'll probably never have them on other than just to do some pictures. I'm always going to display this side in my display area with all the figures set up. So I will finish it so I have them. But I think the other side, they'll be on 100% of the time. So I've got to get the side panels, all the details, the little boxes, grates, deck guns, just everything over here done. And then the mast pieces, and then the sails. So that's going to be kind of a big project in itself. But yeah, and then final paint. So again, I'm going to airbrush and do some of the weathering. And I'm not real strong on that stuff, but I'm going to do some experimenting, do some test samples, and I've got a pretty good idea of what I want it to look like. It will be a little different than the HasLab. Hopefully, I'm going more. What I've been using is this image on the back. This is the 4-pack of the Rees, Tessic, Velkin Taziri, and Tam Dringaren. They all ended up in my Jabba's palace, but I've been using this image as it's really a nice image to kind of work from with the rust and the weathering. And I don't think the HasLab really looks like this a whole lot. This is much different, just scaled, rustier, just rougher looking overall. So I'm hoping to get a little more screen accurate look, but in the end it will be what it is. I'm not a professional painter, airbrusher, so I think however it turns out, I'll be happy to have it in my display. So yeah, I'm hoping here over these holiday months this winter to have it done, but continue to make steady progress. So stay tuned for more updates as I'm creating the Khetanna, building the barge. So if you haven't subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. You're going to see more videos like this where I'm creating dioramas, custom figures, building displays and whatnot, and just trying to encourage our collecting community to do cool stuff. So that's what you can expect in this. So if you're interested in that, then we're going to get along great. You're going to enjoy my channel. So go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll be notified. Like, subscribe. Just let's continue to just encourage each other to do cool stuff and this crazy passion that we have in the Star Wars collecting community. I love it. I say it anytime that I get an opportunity, it's like a time machine. It takes me back to days when, you know, just good memories and times with friends. And I feel like every time I go to a toy show and get around other collectors, good stuff. So again, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. This is Mando Mitchy. I'm signing off.